FireLodge Children Family Services is made up of several different departments. Umbrellaed underneath FireLodge Children Family Services is Indian Child Welfare, Adult Protective Services, Family Preservation, and Foster Care and Adoption.
And we've just continued to grow. And as the department has grown, so has our need for adult protective services. That's grown. As people get older, they need assistance. And I spoke with Mrs. Capps about a year and a half ago, and we both came to the conclusion that the tribe was in desperate need of an adult protective services program. So that's kind of been in the making for the past year and a half, and it's finally going to become a realization, and I've started that new program. Adult protective services means services that are for people that are 55 years and older who are being exploited, abused, and neglected, or just need assistance in answering some questions that they may have or having difficulties making decisions on their own. My goal with the program here at Citizen Potawatomi Nation is to treat the elders just as we treated our Indian child welfare families. We want to go in and let them know who we are, what we have to offer them, and be also a friend that they can call and someone they can feel comfortable with if they have a problem they can't solve on their own and don't know where to turn. At their age, especially the older elders that are beyond 70s, 80s, they are used to their own ways, but times have changed, things have changed, and I want to teach them ways that they can be cautious, and we can assist them with learning those skills to be cautious of people that are out there that can exploit them, which includes family members and strangers. And so it's kind of a reverse role of working with our Indian Child Welfare Program than working with our elders.
The Foster Care and Adoption Program covers several different areas. One main thing that we do is try to recruit new foster and adoptive homes for Potawatomi foster children. While our focus is here in Oklahoma, we do try to recruit throughout the nation if possible. In addition to recruiting new homes, we support those homes, we help find placements for those homes and make sure that they have what they need to care for children who've been through trauma. The Foster Care and Adoption Program covers several areas. One of the main things we do is work with foster parents. We recruit foster parents. We try to find new families to take care of abused and neglected Potawatomi children. In addition to recruiting those homes, we offer support and guidance and assistance to those families. The main area that we need more foster and adoptive families for Potawatomi children is going to be in Oklahoma. That we have a large majority of children that are placed into foster care in Oklahoma. For those that are in foster care in other states, we do have a need. It's just a little more spread out, and so in those situations it's case by case on if we can approve an out-of-state family. So to become a foster adoptive parent, there's a few forms that you complete first. An application, you complete background check forms, financial assessments to make sure that you are financially stable to care for children. We also check any child welfare history you may have. So once you complete the initial forms, if you meet the criteria to move forward, then I would make contact with you, reach out to you, and schedule our first home visit. And in those home visits, it's my time to build a relationship with you as the foster parent, and also to make sure that you are a stable person to care for children. In families that would like to foster and adopt, we're looking for people who will be supportive to children who've been through trauma. We would like the families to have an open heart and an open mind when it comes to working with biological family. Although it may seem scary to think about working with a parent of a child who has been abused or neglected, really they need the help and support as much as the child does. As a foster parent, you can help a child keep a connection to their family and even assist with the transition to reunification with the parents. If Potawatomi children are being adopted outside of their families and outside of their tribe, then we have essentially lost that child from the tribe. In order for our tribe to thrive, we need to have children that are culturally knowledgeable, culturally involved, and know who they are as a Potawatomi. The number one thing I would want someone to know about the foster care and adoption program is that we are not just about adoption. That's a big misconception, is that when a child has been placed into foster care, their parents are terrible people, they don't need to raise their children, but that's the furthest from the truth, because really those are the families that we have services to help, and if we help them correct those conditions that led to the removal, such as there may be some drug abuse issues, domestic violence, then we can actually help that child and that family become whole again. So for my position, in addition to working with foster families, I also prepare the adoption paperwork. So in those instances to where a child was not able to return to their family and they're placed with another relative or with the foster family, then I work with the family to complete all of the assistance paperwork. So they're actually able to get some attorney fees paid for, daycare assistance, even a monthly payment until that child becomes an adult to help make sure that their needs are met.
So specifically to Indian child welfare, we get involved in our tribal child welfare cases. That could be with the tribal court, on the state level, and we are actually one of the only tribes that get involved in our cases across the United States. So the Indian Child Welfare Act that was enacted in 1978 gives us the right to intervene in any child welfare case that involves a Potawatomi child across the nation. The tribe feels that it's important to intervene in those cases to protect our Potawatomi children, to make sure that they are staying connected with their family and their culture.
And my role in this department is I investigate allegations of abuse or neglect to Native American families, and I assist if the children are taken into custody, I assist in getting them back home. What happens in that process is I get a referral and determine whether or not it's on tribal land. If it's on tribal land, then I go out and investigate. If it's not on tribal land, I make the referral to the state child abuse and neglect hotline, and then I monitor the case. If it's accepted for investigation, we monitor to see if the investigation was closed out or if it was accepted and whether or not the children were removed. If I receive a referral, I go out and I look for not only did it happen, but the impact that it has on the child. I talk to family, I talk to extended family members, and anyone else who has information about the dynamics of the home. Something I would want you to know is that I'm not judging you. I'm just looking at safety, whether or not your children are safe in your home. And we want to be able to help, not hurt. So the last thing that we want to do is remove any children from their home. The goal in our department is to advocate for families, to offer services, and to be a positive light in child welfare.
So Family Preservation Program is a program that works specifically with Native American families. It's designed to preserve that family unit. So we do a lot of prevention and early intervention work to try and get in the homes or working with the families before that child abuse or neglect ever occurs in the first place. But we also work with families on kind of the other end of the spectrum where maybe they're already involved with an Indian child welfare or DHS and are trying to reunify with their child. So we'll help them if they have a service plan to get those goals accomplished as quickly as possible and get ready for that reunification. So our services for family preservation are available to any Native American, anyone enrolled in a federally recognized tribe. It doesn't have to just be CPN, and they don't have to be necessarily in CPN's jurisdiction as well. So I would love for people to know that we're here. So families who maybe need some extra advice or need some extra help, if they feel like they are on the boundary line of neglect, sometimes that's a hard line to walk, but sometimes families just need an extra kind of help up or some extra skills so that they can provide that safety and stability for their family, we're here, and there's lots of services that we can provide. There's not one type of family that we have to work with. We work with families in a variety of situations, and so some families come to us because they just are seeking maybe parenting classes or budgeting classes. Sometimes families come to us, they might need financial assistance, or they might need help completing that service plan if that's something that they're involved with. And so we're here to help in a variety of ways, even if that's just kind of providing encouragement or connecting with resources in their area.
I think this department's very important in today's world with the number, unfortunately, of rising child abuse and financial difficulties and just a lot of uncertainty for young people and older people. Just to know that they have a place to go is very comforting.
Something that I've seen the tribe do that I think is pretty important is keeping the families together, trying their best to make sure that every family member is going to be stuck with one another.
You can find us on Facebook at CP and FireLodge if you want to stay up to date about what we're doing in the community, the outreach that we're doing, resources, and also encouragement for families.
I would say Indian Child Welfare wants to help in any way possible, and if we for some reason cannot help, we will connect you with the right resources that are local to you. If you're out of state or out of our jurisdiction, we will make sure that you are not left empty-handed. So if you are a parent or guardian of a Potawatomi child that's involved in the child welfare system, I would encourage you to reach out to our Indian Child Welfare Department, and you can reach us at 405-878-4831.